Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today, I'm gonna be watching some more Parz. I'm watching more Parz. Okay, watching oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm not cutting that. That's staying in. I'm not retrying. Okay, so this is the toad that broke Australia. I I'm assuming it is highly venomous and or poisonous, one of the two, maybe both. If I know. I I've watched a good chunk of his stuff. This is the first, like, longer video, though, I've seen of his. Everything else is very it's all, like, shorts. So I'm quite curious to see what can make normally a short video be 14 minutes long.
Australia
Let's see.
is home to some of the deadliest animals on the planet.
Yep, that is true.
But what if I told you there's one creature they all fear? An invasive species, millions
Invasive's
strong,
always good.
wiping out native animals that we are locked in combat with to this very day. What kind of vile beast is capable of spreading such reckless hate? The answer is this fat fucking toad.
He is
But how did
big.
this war begin?
That's a
Well,
big
to
boy.
answer your question, we're going to have to go way back. The year is 1866. We are in the land down under, and our story begins the same way many tragedies do, with the British.
Of
You
course.
see, having gone hippity hoppity, your ancestral home is now my property around 90 years back, the Brits were in full swing, rampantly colonising the country.
Yep, like you do.
Part of that included agriculture. Now, they brought with them many crops, but the important one in this story is sugarcane. Sugar was valuable, not only for trade, but also because, well, the fucking tea isn't going to sweeten itself, is it?
Yeah.
But you see, sugarcane only grows in the heat, which ruled out the south of the country. It also likes humid environments, which ruled out Western Australia, which left them with one option. And so, the cane farmers loaded up their first Stardew Valley save in Queensland in 1866.
We're
But
getting a whole
farmers
history
ran
lesson
into
here.
an issue. You see, Queensland is home to these nifty little bugs called Dermalopida albahertum. These are
What?
native beetles that hit their macros by munching on plant leaves.
Ah.
So when cane farmers joined the Queensland Minecraft server and set up a f***ing Hermitcraft-sized farm, the beetles were in heaven and
Yeah.
set to work demolishing the plant leaves. Now, funnily enough, the adult bugs weren't actually the problem. Sugarcane leaves hold full value. But the problem is that with such an abundant food source, the bugs started multiplying, laying their eggs around the base of the plants. These eggs hatched into larvae. And unlike the grown-ups, these little worms don't eat the leaves. They eat the roots.
Yeah,
And so the sugarcane starts getting absolutely fucking spit roasted. And
I like how this is just a video about an invasive frog, and he could have just gotten, like, straight into it, exactly why the frog's bad, and then left it there. We're getting, like, a whole backstory. I feel like I should be taking notes right now with this goddamn history lesson.
the farmers can do nothing but watch as sugarcane yield plummets through the floor along with their profits. This whole situation really pissed off the farmers, who
Yeah.
banded together, went to the Australian government, and told them to fucking fix it. Sir, a horde of creatures is destroying the cane fields. And so the Queensland government founded the Bureau of Sugar Experimentation Stations, or the BSES, in 1900. This team of crack scientists then immediately set out.
So was it 88? 18? Was it 88? So 12 years? If I remember the date of when they started. So it took them 12 years to figure this out.
Trying to solve the very same issue every single Factorio player faces. This place is covered in bugs. They are breaking my shit. How do I violently slaughter the local wildlife in order to expand capitalism and my profit margins? The BSES pondered this question for 25 fucking years. They tried spraying chemicals.
So about 12 years for them to start BSES, was it? And then another 25 to actually solve it?
Insecticides didn't work. They tried injecting insecticides into the soil. Didn't
That's
work.
just, yeah,
They
that's
tried
not a good idea.
releasing the fucking cordyceps fungus, and it still didn't work. Then, one day in the office, while pondering this question, someone had an idea. Okay, we are getting outmaneuvered by the cast of Bugs Life. Someone in this office, please give me anything. What about cane toads? What? Cane toads. Those big fucking fat things that exist in the cane fields in Hawaii. I mean, it's a frog. They eat bugs. We just introduce an invasive species to fix a problem caused by an invasive species. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
God.
And
Oh,
so,
no.
in June of 1936,
That's
2,400 brave cane divers were
That's a lot of fucking how do you find that many? Holy shit. That's just and this is all just to make money. This is so you're trying to make money so you get 2,000 frogs to fucking have invasive species fight invasive species. I understand like there's times when like making money helps a lot of people, you know, economies and whatnot. I don't know fucking shit about that kind of stuff, but like it come when it's like the way he's saying it at least, it doesn't seem like it seems like Australia would have been perfectly fine if they didn't have these cane farms. Um, but I mean, this is Jesus Christ.
deployed to the fields to deal with the arthropod menace. But there's just one small issue. Cane toads were fucking dog shit. Yeah,
Oh, they
funnily
didn't even
enough,
work?
big, fat, slow, ground-dwelling toads were not exactly the smartest solution to deal with beetles that spend the majority of their adult life 6 meters off the fucking ground.
I have the high ground.
On top of that,
You
cane toads
underestimate
don't
my
dig for food
power.
either, so they didn't eat the larvae. Now, this all sounds like information that should have come up during the research and study phase of the plan.
You'd think.
This, however, implies that there was a research and study phase.
Somebody said it,
The
they did it.
BSES did not conduct a single fucking study on environmental impact before releasing an
Okay.
army of cane toads.
Are
you-
oh my god, I can't imagine being like somebody mentions it, be like, okay, in Hawaii they have these frogs, well, toads. Maybe they'll help. Okay, you have a point. Let's just drop them off. 2,400 of them. Drop them off. Well, you know, fuck it. The only thing I could think of is like they needed to do that quick. Like I don't know how their economy was doing. You know, like I was saying earlier, maybe they were in a rough spot, and that was the only way to bring them shits back. But I don't know.
You fuck. This complete absence of brain cells caused a rather spectacular domino effect of ecological ups,
Yeah.
and it's going to teach you a valuable lesson about invasive species. You see, while the cane toads barely ate what they were supposed to, they did eat. And as incredibly large omnivorous toads, they ate practically anything they could fit into their mouths.
Yep.
Rats,
God.
mice,
Lizard.
snails, baby
Lizard.
birds. It was the toad equivalent of fucking Kirby. And then, not unlike the exact problem they were brought here to solve, with all that food, exact
I want to
problem
read that. Hold on.
they were brought
Gotta get
here to
Uguay. One often meets his destiny on the path he takes to avoid it.
solve.
I thought that was gonna be something funny, but that's just like
With
actual
all that
like
food,
Uguay shit.
they started reproducing.
Of course, that's what they do.
A lot. In fact, female cane toads can lay anywhere between 8,000 to
Okay.
30,000 fucking eggs per clutch. But I mean,
Holy
this
shit.
should not be too much of a problem. Australia is home to some of the deadliest creatures on the planet.
I'm also very curious because he said they're originally from Hawaii. I wonder how they are there. I would assume there's something there that's keeping their population in check, some other creature. I would assume.
Surely, the local wildlife has this under control. Wait, what?
It's poisonous.
Cane toads, they're poisonous.
Yep.
Those little bulges on the shoulder, those are parotid glands, and they are packed to the brim with bufotoxin.
What the fuck
No,
is bufotoxin?
It's not a D's nuts joke. Got him! Now, whenever the adult toads are threatened, they will squirt this white, sticky fluid out of the glands. And when ingested, it does two things. One, makes you trip absolute balls thanks to the hallucinogenic bufotenin. And two, the other ingredient, bufogen, just straight up gives you a fucking heart attack.
Oh, lovely.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys.
Just straight up gives you a fucking heart attack. It's important to note that this toxin is also present in their eggs and tadpoles. Now, in their natural habitat, this isn't as much of a problem because everything around them has had thousands of years to get good and deal with this fuck-ass poison build.
Okay, so I'm assuming Hawaii, I'm pretty sure he said they were from Hawaii, all the other creatures there can deal with that toxin. Okay, that makes sense.
By either developing immunity or learning to eat around the glands. But Australia is not their ecosystem. And despite all of the deadly animals
when they brought them in, they had to have known that they had these toxins. I mean, they had to. Like, it's impossible for them not to know. I guess it was, like, so long ago, they probably either didn't give a shit, or I guess back then they just, like, didn't really understand that a species could be invasive, I guess. I don't know.
They have had a grand total of 5 minutes to adapt to the presence of the fucking Calid toad. Now, quick question for the class. What happens to an animal population when there is nothing to eat it? It gets bigger.
Yeah, bigger.
And so, shortly after being introduced, a rapidly expanding tyrannid swarm of toads began to spread across the country. The BSES noticed this and, did fucking nothing. Because it technically didn't affect the sugar cane. The swarm spread further, occupying
like, they're just there purely for the sugar cane and nothing else. So they just let it go.
Habitable parts of Queensland, and they were laying so many fucking eggs that their clutches began polluting the waterways like a bufotoxin teabag, killing native fish as well as any animals that drank from the water. The BSES did nothing. Those eggs hatched into tadpoles, which started killing more fish.
Yep.
The BSES still did nothing. The swarm had advanced, breaching into the Northern Territory and New South Wales. When questioned, the BSES insisted the toads were doing their jobs and everything was fine.
There are no
toads in Ba Sing Se. By the 1980s, the toads were now starving out or just eating local.
Since they introduced them, did he say it was, or no, it was like 1920 something when they introduced them? I mean, they've been there for a while. They've been fucking around for a while now.
Wildlife and one-shotting anything that tried to eat them. And considering at this point there were 5 million of them, that happened a lot. So with local wildlife being absolutely fucking decimated, the BSES was forced to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe,
listen, we fucked up.
And so that 5 million started from 2000. Holy shit.
Oh, well, everyone makes mistakes. Nothing we can do about it. No, they left it for the government to clean up. Sir, a second horde of creatures has escaped the cane field.
Oh, God.
Fuck! Yeah, they realised just how much damage was being done and in 1986 began funneling federal funds into controlling the population. They tried trapping and physically removing the toads,
I mean,
but
they're just too
unless they
many.
had 5 million traps,
Yeah.
that wasn't going to do shit. Biological warfare was proposed in the form of releasing viruses and parasites, but was shot down because it would do
Yeah.
just as much damage to the native wildlife.
Yeah.
And so, the toad front continues to advance to this day. So where does that leave us?
Yeah, what
Short
the fuck?
Is kind of fucked. Cane toads now threaten a total of 75 native species. And
Holy
they've
shit.
even driven populations of animals like the northern quoll to complete extinction in parts of the
Oh,
country
man.
they infest. And with the population now sitting at 200 fucking million toads,
great.
that infestation is spreading, with predictions showing they will be fucking up ecosystems in 5 states in the near future. And given
Oh
that they
my
have
God.
amassed a population 10 times the size of the humans in Australia, the government has completely fucking abandoned the fight for eradication, switching focus to harm reduction, using bait toads covered in non-lethal but unpleasant substances to try to teach local wildlife that toad bad. On top of this, the government has
just-
encouraged the broader public to, just fucking kill the toads. You are supposed to do it humanely by catching them and sticking them in a freezer for 48 hours, but,
No.
most people
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna say,
want a
it's not-
frog taking up their freezer space.
Yeah, but also, that involves you, like, handling it, and, I don't think anybody really wants to get a fucking heart attack. So, yeah.
So they just used a fucking golf club for a car.
Driving in my car right after.
And with this being Australia, our wildlife is also putting up a fight. Keelback
Yeah.
snakes, for example, are immune to their venom, and Ricali and magpies have learned to flip them onto their backs before getting a feed.
Okay, they're
Now,
learning at
jokes
least.
aside, you want to know who I feel genuinely fucking awful for? The toads. They didn't
mean,
ask
yeah,
for any of this
That's
shit.
true.
They just got dumped onto a random island and did their thing, and now they are being actively hunted. No. The assholes in this story are the BSES
Yeah.
and the cane growers. Because you may be thinking, why were they allowed to do this shit in the first place? Well, that's the neat part. They weren't. The federal government banned the fucking idea when they came up for it in 1935,
Great.
based on the advice of entomologists who rightly presumed the toads would become a bigger fucking issue than the beetles.
So
But
they
the
fucking knew.
BSES and the cane growers lobbied to have the ban lifted in 1936. We are stuck in permanent toad combat because these dickheads looked at scientific advice and went, nah,
Nuh-uh.
you
Uh-uh.
have
No.
got to be fucked.
Oh my god.
G'day, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,
Oh, yeah, a
and
little
thank
late for
you
that, but yes.
so much for watching. This is the first crack I have taken at a long form on this channel.
It's fucking
and
awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun working on it, so I hope you
Lot of fun
enjoyed.
watching.
Also, a quick announcement if anyone missed it. We're partnered with GamerSubs now. The link
Radical.
and the code is in the description. So go grab yourself a tab.
I
Also, just
don't
wanna
know if
thank,
that still works.
each and every one of you watching this for literally changing my life. That will never not mean the world to me, so thank you. Hope you all have a bloody fantastic rest of your holiday period, and I will see you all next time.
Bye-bye. That was a nice little ending. That's just crazy. They fucked up so bad, and they knew. I could only imagine it just had to be for profit, just for money. But I have an idea, right? Get another invasive species that's resistant to the poison and release a lot of them so they can deal with the toads. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out. Oh man, that was fucking insane. Oh my god. Oh, I don't even know what to fucking say. That shit was crazy. I was like, And they even told them too. They said, "Hey, by the way, like this isn't a good idea." But like obviously like you said, they still had to like go in and unban them. So I mean, maybe they just paid people off at that point. It's hard to say. But either way, please go check out the original video and more Parz. Go check him out. Watch the whole video. Like it on his, obviously. Um, I hope you enjoyed that. I really fucking did. I am gonna go eat some dinner because I am hungry. Make sure you're eating too. Eating well, you know. Drinking some water. Make sure you had water today. If you didn't, I'll find you. Okay. Well, see ya.